Greetings! Today I will be discussing peptides. The medicine of the future is already here. Are you still sitting on the sidelines watching the peptide revolution pass you by? Peptides are simply short chains of amino acids, the body's building blocks and messengers. They are naturally produced by our bodies millions of times a day. The problem is that the environment we've created, toxins, depleted soil and nutrients, sedentary lifestyles, etc., has led to increased damage to your biochemistry and reduced your body's ability to make sufficient amounts of key peptides. That can be corrected. If we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Dr. Max McLeod, also known as the Nutrition Ninja Doc, founder of MyBodySymphony.com and the STEM Region/Age Reversal Technology Center, CARTC.health. He is a problem solver with a focus on helping people overcome their health challenges and achieve their health, performance, and appearance goals. He is using this avatar to save time making videos that can be better spent helping people. My role as his avatar is to convey his knowledge and insights about health, healing, and regeneration. Please realize that I'm an avatar of a doctor, and none of what I convey should be considered medical advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Consult your trusted healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your health regimen. Doc Max also provides individual supervision, in person or virtual. Contact us at 941-806-5511 to learn more. Now let's get back to today's topic. Before that, I ask that you leave a like on this video if you find it helpful. And if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way to help get these health-related presentations out to more people. For decades, the pharmaceutical world was dominated by two giants: small molecule drugs like aspirin or statins, and large biologics, monoclonal antibodies and proteins. Both are powerful, but both have sharp limitations and dangerous side effects. Then came peptides, strings of amino acids long ignored as being too big for pills and too small to match antibodies. Today, that middle ground is exploding into the most dynamic frontier in medicine. Most are not aware that insulin is a peptide that has been used quite successfully since 1927. Human growth hormone, the foundation of anti-aging medicine, was first postulated to exist in the 1920s, but it wasn't until 1956 that it was isolated. Peptides are no longer a niche. They are becoming the medicine of the future, and the future has already started. Many people are jumping in while others sit on the sidelines. Truth be told, it is easy to get your head spinning when learning about peptides. There are thousands of them, but only about 50 that are widely used. The vast majority of research has been on animals with an excellent safety profile and significant beneficial effects. I'm proposing a simple way to get started with proper coaching from a peptide and health expert. They are naturally produced. Every hormone, neurotransmitter, and immune signal in your body is either a peptide or controlled by one. The ones used are either identical to the natural or have a slight modification to enhance their effects. They are precise. Unlike small molecules that often hit multiple targets, causing side effects, peptides can be engineered to bind a single receptor with exquisite specificity. They are tunable. Change one amino acid and you can flip a peptide from agonist to antagonist, extend half-life from minutes to weeks, or make it oral instead of injectable. They degrade safely. Unlike forever chemicals or plastic microparticles, peptides break down into amino acids. No toxic metabolites. From $0 to $100 billion in one generation. In 2025, the global therapeutic peptide market is already valued at over $50 billion and growing at 10 to 12% per year. By 2035, most analysts expect it to exceed $150 billion, $200 billion. The blockbuster list tells the story: semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy, GLP-1 receptor agonist peptide, single-handedly created a 100 billion plus market cap surge for Novo Nordisk. Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, dual GIP/GLP-1 peptide, outperformed even semaglutide in weight loss and diabetes control. Retatrutide, a triple agonist, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon, is outperforming tirzepatide while sparing the loss of lean muscle. teriparatide, Forteo, liraglutide, Victoza, dulaglutide, Trulicity, exenatide, Byetta, all peptides dominate endocrinology, but obesity and diabetes are only the beginning. The next wave, neurology, immunology, rare diseases, longevity. RA290 sibinetide, regenerating small nerve fibers in diabetic neuropathy and sarcoidosis when nothing else works. Thymosin alpha-1, FDA approved in 35 plus countries for immune modulation, now in U.S. trials for long COVID and chronic infections. BPC157, TB500, GHK copper. Research peptides showing remarkable tissue repair in tendons, gut, skin, and brain, still mostly preclinical or gray market, but clinical trials are coming. VIP, vasoactive intestinal peptide, nasal spray, early data for mold illness, POTS, and neuroinflammation. SS31, elamitretide, a mitochondria-targeting peptide that helps to repair damaged mitochondria, is in phase 3 trials for rare mitochondrial diseases and heart failure. There are literally dozens of safe and effective peptides, but don't hold your breath waiting for your regular doctor to tell you about them. Peptides are naturally occurring, which means that big pharma can't patent them, at least those that are identical to what our bodies produce. No patent equals no incentive to perform the studies and get them approved. The loophole is that compounding pharmacies and manufacturers are allowed to make and sell them primarily for research purposes or under a doctor's supervision. I've been monitoring this for over 15 years, and I honestly thought the FDA would shut the industry down, but they haven't. Now that RFK Jr. is in office, it is very unlikely that there will be any crackdown in the foreseeable future. Thanks, Bobby. The biggest historical knock against peptides was you have to inject them. Think insulin and growth hormone. That barrier is beginning to crumble. Novo Nordisk's oral semaglutide, Rybelsus, proved that a peptide pill can achieve greater than 1% bioavailability. Now oral versions of octreotide, desmopressin, and even long-acting GLP-1s are here or near approval. Companies like Chiasma, Enteris, and Oramed have platforms taking bioavailability from less than 1% to greater than 30% using permeation enhancers, enteric coatings, and transient tight junction openers. Meanwhile, there are peptide bioregulators that can be absorbed orally due to they have only 2 to 6 amino acids. That means that they are small enough to be orally absorbed. Peptide bioregulators are backed by over 50 years of intense research in Russia. They spent billions discovering and learning about them through dozens of extensive research projects, some spanning over a decade. There are peptides to support virtually every gland or organ in the body. Large-scale studies have shown significant age reversal effects. What are you waiting for? In 5 years, most new peptides may launch as tablets or using liposomal delivery. It will take some time for them to figure out optimum delivery and dosing if not injected. Of course, the bioregulator peptides are oral. The tiny injections required are really not a big deal. They use tiny insulin needles and syringes to provide easily administered injections. Remember, diabetics on insulin have been injecting insulin for almost 100 years. Monoclonal antibodies change medicine, but they cost $10,000 to $300,000 per year, require IV infusion or large volume injections, and can trigger immune reactions. Peptides hit many of the same pathways at 1/10 the molecular weight and 1/100th the cost. Example, instead of an anti-IL-17 antibody, Cosentix for psoriasis, peptide inhibitors of the same pathway are entering trials with daily oral dosing. The biohacker vanguard and the regulatory lag. While the FDA and EMA, European Medicines Agency, move deliberately, millions of patients and athletes are already using research peptides, BPC157, ipamorelin, tesamorelin, epidolon, etc., sourced from compounding pharmacies or overseas labs. Anecdotal results and animal studies demonstrate faster injury recovery, better sleep, improved skin, and reduced inflammation. This and dozens of social media influencers are driving demand faster than trials can keep up. This real-world laboratory is controversial, but mirrors the early days of testosterone, medical marijuana, or ketamine. Patients vote with their wallets, and medicine eventually follows. The combination of AI protein folding, AlphaFold 3, RF diffusion, high-throughput peptide synthesis, and mRNA display libraries means we can now design a peptide against almost any target in weeks instead of years. We are heading toward an era of personalized neoantigen peptides for cancer vaccines, autoimmune inverse vaccines that teach the immune system tolerance instead of attack, brain-penetrating peptides for Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression, senolytic peptides that selectively clear zombie cells, peptides to help repair and support virtually any gland or organ, antimicrobial peptides that kill superbugs without resistance. Small molecules gave us the 20th century. Biologics were defined in the early 21st century. Peptides will own the next 50 years of medicine. They are more precise than pills, cheaper than antibodies, safer than gene therapy, and more natural than anything synthetic chemistry has ever produced. The medicine of the future isn't gene editing, nanobots, or cyborgs, at least not yet. It's a tiny string of amino acids designed by nature to speak your body's own language perfectly, and that future is already in the syringe, the pill bottle, and the clinical trial pipeline today. We have an excellent peptide coaching program designed to help you navigate the reams of information and misinformation about peptides. Call 9418-065511 or email info@artc.health for more information on how to get started. Most people don't realize that yoga was all about breath work for the first several hundred years.